are younger workers earning less than the previous generations, or we just have so much inflation? Because what you just said about housing and the inflation on houses, to me, it sounds like it's inflation that's our issue.
Inflation has certainly contributed to it. The value of a house in 1970, adjusted for inflation, is not the same as it was today. It's just, you're right. That is absolutely consideration, but it's not the only one. The real estate market has very rapidly outpaced the rate of inflation over the last 50 years or so. So you mentioned your parents' house in Florida, that they doubled their money in 10, 12 years or whatever it was. That outpaced inflation by a significant amount. My parents bought their house in the country in Virginia for $375,000 in 2005. That house today is worth about $700,000.
But it was like between 15 and 20 years before they sold it to double their money. In the last 10 years, we're seeing people double their money, triple their money, quadruple their money on homes in under 5 years. Sometimes.
Right. And most of the appreciation in my parents' house has occurred in the last 5-6 years.
There you go.
In 2000, I think in 2015, 2016, their house was worth an extra 30, 40,000 from what they bought it. And now it's so much more. And that's an unsustainable, that's so unsustainable, because this is why I think that the right and conservatives, broadly speaking, need to kind of wake up to this issue, that wealth gaps are what drive revolutionary movements. And when you think you're doing everything right, and you're doing all the decisions, you're going to college, or you're learning a trade, you're getting yourself a stable job and saying, okay, now I'm going to get married and have kids and I'm going to provide for them. And then all of a sudden you can't afford a place to live, and you can't afford to buy groceries, because you just start having to make decisions between groceries and school and, and that sort of thing. Those are all create a sense of anxiety and anger that I think is really what has defined the political discourse the last 10 years.